time for a love potion, a little sweet and spice. Throw it all in a cauldron, mix it up real nice. Fire in my eyes.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make a baby turban without the sewing machine. Yes, I'll be sewing this turban with just needle and thread. So I will also be needing my scissors, pins, chalk, and the fabric. This fabric is an old shirt, but I'm using it because it's a stretchy fabric, so I'll convert it into the baby turban. So what I'll do first is to cut out what I need from this fabric and then start placing my measurements. If I'm not able to place my measurement on this fabric because it's a very stretchy one, I'll measure out first on a paper, then cut out from the fabric. So let's start.
This is the moment, no turning back. One drop on your lips and the spell will take effect. Under the moonlight, stay close to my side.
So I'll be needing just this part of the shirt for the first piece of the turban. So I'll place my measurement on the paper, and after which I'll trace it out on this fabric. So the only measurement I'll be needing for this tutorial is just the head circumference and the length. Head circumference is round the baby's head, and then the length is from the back of the head to the front of the head. So my baby's head circumference is 14 inches, and on fold I'll be measuring out 7 inches. And I'll also be measuring 9.5 inches, which is the length of this turban. So I'll measure that out and trace it properly. I'll also mark out the part that I'll be placing on fold because it's very important. So I'll write on fold on the two parts. Then after that, I'll measure out 3.5 inches from the edge. As you can see, I'll measure out 3.5 inches from that edge, and from the other edge I'll be measuring out 4.5 inches. So from the 3.5 inches point to the 4.5 inches point, I'll connect the two of them together with a slight curve. I'll cut it out, and after that I'll place it on the fabric and cut out. When you're placing the paper, make sure that you place it correctly. The part that I wrote on fold will be placed on that particular folded edge of the fabric. So I'll place that now and cut. And when I'm cutting, I'll add a little bit of like half an inch allowance to the length of this turban.
This is the moment, no turning back.
So here we have the first piece. What I'll do is to use my needle and thread and gather this, but firstly I'll use pin to hold it because the fabric is a very stretchy one, so that it will stay together. So I'll pin it all around, and after that I'll use my needle and thread and gather it all around. Just stay with me. So I'm gathering it now. Make sure that you use doubled thread, like I doubled the thread, and also I tied it very well properly at the end so it does not lose at any point. So when I get to the end, I'll sew the two ends together. I'll sew it very tight, and after that I'll cut it. So here we have the first piece, which is like the main body of the turban. With this you can add any style you want. You can make a bow and attach to this. You can make anything you want and attach to this. Like this is the main body of the turban. So for the second piece of this turban, I'll be needing 3 inches fabric by 5 inches. So I'll measure out 3 inches by 5 inches. I'll trace it out and cut.
Take effect under the moonlight. Stay close to my side. We're burning so bright. Oh, 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 oh. Feel the emotion. Follow the signs. With this devotion, you will be all mine. I'm pulling you closer to me. You're finding it harder to breathe. The magic is taking over your mind entirely.
So I'll fold this into 2, and on that edge, on the other end, which is not the folded edge, I'll measure from 1.5 inches, and from that 1.5 inch point, I'll make a curve to the end. That's from the start of the edge. So from that edge, I'll make a curve, and after that, I'll cut it out, and I'll be cutting out 2 pieces of this.
With me.
So here we have the second piece. I'll pin the 2 ends, and after that I'll use needle and thread and sew it together all the way around. I'll sew it like 2 times. So I'll sew this together round the first time, and I'll do that second time just to make sure that it's very, very tight. So just stay tuned.
We're burning so bright. Oh, oh, oh. Feel the emotion. Follow the signs. With this devotion, you will be all mine. I'm pulling you closer to me. You're finding it harder to breathe. The magic is taking over your mind entirely. I'm the only one that you see. I got what you want, what you need. Before you know it, you are falling deep in love with me. Little sweet spice. Now that I made a love potion for you. Hey, yeah. Little sweet spice. Yeah. Made a love potion for you. Feel the emotion. Follow the signs. With this love potion, you will be all mine. Feel the emotion. Follow the signs.
So after sewing it, what I'll do next is measure out 3.5 inches from one end, 3.5 inches, and at that point I'll make a small hole that I'll use to turn this out. So from that 3.5 inches point, I'll cut it open with just a small hole that I can use to turn this out.
All mine. I'm pulling you closer to me. You're finding it harder to breathe. The magic is taking over your mind entirely. I'm the only one that you see. I got what you want, what you need. Before you know it, you are falling deep in love with me. Little sweet Made a love potion for you. Made a love potion for you. This is the moment, no turning back. One drop on your lips and the spell will take effect. Under the moonlight, stay close to my side. We're burning so bright. Oh, 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 oh. Feel the emotion.
So after turning it out, I will attach it to the main turban. So what I'll do is get the turban and fix it. Just watch what I'm doing. I'll put this in through that hole. I'll make sure that that part that I cut, that 3.5 inches point, goes inside. And when I get to the point where I cut it out, that place that I have a hole, that is where I will stop. I will stop at that point. Yes.
Made a love potion for you. Hey, yeah. Made a love potion for you. Feel the emotion. Follow the signs. With this love potion, you will be all mine.
So using my needle and thread, I will attach this piece to the main turban. What I will do is just use this piece to cover that rough edge on the main turban. So I'll kind of use this piece to cover the rough edges. So just watch what I'm doing.
Follow the signs. With this love potion, you will be all mine. I'm pulling you closer to me. You're finding it harder to breathe. The magic is taking over your mind entirely. I'm the only one that you see. I got what you want, what you need. Before you know it, you are falling deep in love with me. Made a love potion for you. Made a love potion for you. This is the moment, no turning back. One drop on your lips and the spell will take effect. Under the moonlight, stay close to my side. We're burning so bright. Oh, 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 oh. Feel the emotion. Follow the signs. With this love potion, you will be all mine. I'm pulling you closer to me. You're finding it harder to breathe. The magic is taking over your mind entirely. I'm the only one that you see. I got what you want, what you need. Before you know it, you are falling deep in love with me. Made a love potion for you. Hey, yeah. Made a love potion for you. Feel the emotion. Follow the signs. With this love potion, you will be all mine. Feel the emotion. Follow the signs. With this love potion, you will be all mine. Feel the emotion.
So I'll tie it to make it look beautiful. Can you see how beautiful this turban looks? So easy and so beautiful. So I'll try and attach a picture of my baby wearing this. This is so easy. Make sure you try this. Please don't forget to subscribe if you've not subscribed already. Don't forget to like this video as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.
Little sweet